records of Wythenshawe. I don't know how many of you are from around here, but I'm assuming that you know Wythenshawe. The earliest records from around here were in the Domesday Book. So if you're familiar with William the Conqueror, when he captured England, he decided that he wanted to know the value of the country that he just conquered. So he sent his experts around the country to count everything, every chicken, every pig, every piece of land, and recorded it all. And this is the bit that links with Wythenshawe. And it's a bit difficult to read, it's in Old English, but the top line says there were two men here, Ranulph and Bigot. And they were living in an area called, well, we now call Northumberland. It's called, you see it there on the right on the top line. And so those are the earliest records. We know that the people lived here before that, Anglo-Saxons, and probably there were Viking invaders here before that, well after the Saxons, but before 1066. And many of the names like Chilu Hume, the name Hume, for example, is a Viking name. Eccles is another Viking name. So all of those are indicators of what was going on here. It was a wooded area, so when I say wooded, it was probably a forest. And Macclesfield Forest spread right down from the hills, the Pennines behind, and spread right down to the hall here. And we know that on the other side, Timperley, the word Timperley means an opening in the woods. So quite a wooded place. So where did the Tatton family come from? Well, they originated probably in Denmark with the Vikings that invaded France. There were Vikings that came to England by boat, and there were Vikings that ended up in Normandy, France. And the name Normandy means Norsemen, and these Normans took control of that part of France. It became quite a nuisance actually for the French king, and the French king called them and asked them if they would come and meet him and explain why they'd take his land. And the king of France at that time had a rather charming name, it's called Charles the Simple.